Hi, welcome to my video on solving interest problems. Just a reminder, do the units in the section Algebra 1. Unit 1, writing expressions with a single variable. Unit 2, solving linear equations with a single variable. Do these two units before solving word problems, because these two units would help you in your success. It's imperative that you do those two units first to achieve better success. Let's recall, percent is out of 100. Change each percent to a fraction simplified. 40% is 40 out of 100. Divide by 10, the zeros cancel. 2 into 4 goes 2. 2 into 10 goes 5. 7% is 7 out of 100. 7 is not a factor of 100, so it won't cancel. 125% is 125 over 100. It has a 5, but I can see a 25. 25 into 100 goes 4. 25 into 125 goes 5. So 5 over 4. Or you could also make it 4 into 5 goes once and 1 left over. So it's 1 1/4 as a mixed fraction or numeral. Change each percent to a decimal. 50% is decimals to the right, so move the decimal 2 places to the left, so it gives you 1, 2. And decimal 50 is written probably as better as decimal 5. 6%, the decimal is on the right, and move it 2 places, 1, 2, so you get decimal 0.6. 2 1/4% is really 2. 1/4 is decimal 25, so change it to fraction to a decimal first. Now move it 2 places, 1, 2, so it's decimal 0.225. 5.3%, move it 2 places from where it is, 1, 2, so we get decimal 0.53. Notice you have to put a 0 in when there's not enough places to the right, sorry, to the left. Find the value of each. 25% of 36. The off means multiplication, so that's decimal. 25% is decimal 25 times 36, and when you multiply, you get a 900. If you multiply by hand, but it's 2 decimal places, so the answer is 9. Another way is 1/4 is the same as 25%, so 1/4 of 36. 4 into 9 goes, 4 into 36 goes 9, so we cancel, we get a 9. 1 times 9 over 1 is 9. 4% of 2,000 is the same as decimal 0.4 times 2,000. When you multiply that out, you get 8,000, but you have 2 decimal places, so it's 80. Or you can take your 4% and make it 4 over 100 as a fraction times 2,000. 2,000 is over 1. 100 goes into 100 once. 100 goes into 2,000 20 times because you cancel 2 zeros. 4 times 20 is 80. So a couple of ways. You can either decimals or fractions. But when you got 12.5%, it's best to change it to a decimal. So 12.5% is 12.5. 1/2 is 0.5 or 5/10. 12.5%, and that makes it 125 times 80. And when you multiply all that out, you get 10,000. But there's 3 decimal places, so 1, 2, 3. So that gives us 10. If you use a calculator on that, the calculator will just give you 10. A little review on changing decimals to fractions and especially changing percent to fractions and changing percent to decimals. Let's recall. Simple interest is principal times rate times time. Or simply put, it's PRT, and that's understood to be multiplication. Let's find the interest earned for 1 year. So this is 3% yearly. This is for 1 year. So I'll write the yearly in all these just to make sure. And we're going to find the interest for 1 year, but the interest is yearly. That's 500 invested at 3%. So it's 3% times $500. 3% is decimal 0.03 times 500. And when you multiply that out, you will get 15. And 6,000 invested at 12%, so that's 12% times 6,000. Decimal 1.2 times 6,000. Use a calculator on that and you'll get 720. And 4,200 invested at 1.75%, so it's 1.75% times 4,200. 3/4 is decimal 75. Change your fraction first. And now it's easier to convert percent. Move it 2 places to the left, so it's decimal 0.175. And when you multiply that out with a calculator, you'll get 73.5. So that's the interest that you gain in 1 year. And this is all in terms of dollars, so we make that $73.50. This is $720, and this is $15. Just a review of simple interest. Here we go. Let's do some problems. I have an example down here. Joe invested $3,000 into 2 accounts of 8% and 6% per year. If the total interest earned for 1 year is $220, how much was invested into each account? Well, to do these, what I like to do is just set up a box to work these out, like we did with age. Okay, so what we have here is, we have the accounts. This was CC, and the accounts are 8% and 6%. Okay, 8%, 6%. And then we have the amount, MOUNT. So we have $3,000 to be invested in these 2 accounts. So in the 8%, we'll put X amount, and what's left over is 3,000 minus X. So let's calculate the interest. Interest equals rate times principal times rate. So the principal is X amount in the account times 8%. So that gives us 8% times X. And the interest here, the amount times the percent. Remember, it's under, right here we're talking about a yearly interest on 1 year. So it's percent, 6% times 3,000 minus X. And the interest earned, so the total interest is the sum of these 2 accounts added together. So 8% plus 6%, 3,000 minus X. So when you add that up, you get the interest of $220. And what we do first is change the percent to a decimal. So move it 2 places to the left, decimal 0.8 X. 2 places to the left, decimal 0.6, 3,000. And we can, if we want to make it easier, because we have an equation with decimals, we multiply both sides by the most decimal places. There's 2 decimal places here and here. So we multiply both sides by 100. Multiply multiply both sides by 100. And when you do that, 100 times decimal 08 is 8. 100 times decimal 06 is 6. And 100 times 220 is 22000. Just add on the 2 zeros. Now that we have the decimal gone, we will remove the bracket. 6 times 3,000 is 18,000. 6 times negative x is negative 6x. 22,000. To make it quicker, 8 subtract 6 is 2x. And the 18,000 goes to the right to become a minus. So 2x equals, that's 4,000. When you subtract 22, subtract 18, and divide by 2, that gives us x is 2,000. And the x is 8%, so just keep track, that's the 8% there. 6% is 3,000 minus x. 3,000 minus 2,000 gives us 1,000. So we have $2,000 at 8%, and at 6% we have 1,000. So let's just check to see if this is okay. And it says we got 8%, we got 6%. 8% is $2,000. That's $1,000. The sum of those two is 3,000. So that's okay. And let's check the percentage. Percentage is decimal 08 times 2,000. And that gives us, you multiply that out with a calculator, you get $160. And decimal 06 times 1,000. And when you multiply that, you get 60. And the sum of those two adds up to 220. So that's a check, and that checks. So that means in the account, 8% account, we put in $2,000. And the 6% account, we put in $1,000. That's the two amounts going in the accounts. That gives you interest of 220. Let's continue. Practice means pause the video and see if you can work this problem out, similar to what we did just then, but a little twist in it. A certain amount of money is invested in a savings account at 3%, provides the same amount of interest as the amount of money plus 1,000 in bonds at 2%. Find the amount invested at 3%. So a certain amount of money is invested at 3%, and that certain amount of money plus 1,000 is at 2%. So we have, again, the box. Let's set up the box. There we go. All done. So we have the account, which is 3%, and we got the 2%. And the money or the amounts, the money we can call it the amounts, we're going to put a certain amount of money into 3%, so we're going to put X in there. And it says, provides the same interest as a certain amount of money plus 1,000. So the 2% got the same amount of money plus 2,000 plus 1,000. Certain amount plus 1,000 into 2%. And the interest is principal times rate times time, but it's for 1 year. So the interest is 3% times the amount of money, and 2% times the amount of money. So that's principal times rate, and there's the interest for 3%, interest for the 2%, and it says they're equal. So that means we have to make instead of adding up like in the previous problem, 3% of x is equal to 2% of x plus 1,000. Again, the 3% is 2 places to the left is decimal 0.3x. 2 places to the left, decimal 0.2 times x plus 1,000. And because we have 2 decimal places in this problem, we will multiply both sides by 100. So 100 times decimal 0.3 is 3. 100 times decimal 0.2 is 2. Now we'll simplify this equation. So 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 1,000 is 2,000. X's go to the left. Plus becomes a minus when we transpose. So 3 minus 2 is 1, so that's just x. 1 is understood to be there. So x is your 3%. Let's keep track of that. And the 2% is 1,000 plus x, or x plus 1,000. So 2,000, which is x, add on 1,000, gives us 3,000. So let's just check to see if we're right. We have a 3%. We have a 2%. 3% got $2,000. 2% got $3,000. And the interest is 3% is decimal 0.3 times 2,000. And that gives us $60. And decimal 0.2 times 3,000 gives us $60. They're equal. So find the amount invested at the 3%. So the 3% amount invested at the 3% is $2,000. We know that now. We know that $1,000 more is the 2%. But the question is, you got to answer the question that we just need the 3%, even though the 2% is 1,000 more. But practice again. We have another problem. Let's read over this one and set it up. And practice means pause your video, work this out, and then play it back to see if you're right. Very important to work it out first to see if you're doing okay. Or just follow along. $6,000 was invested into 2 accounts at 5% and 4%. Interest earned on the 5% was $120 more than the interest earned on the 4% account. Find the amount invested in each. So again, let's set up the box. The box makes it easy to do. There we go. And we have 5% and 4%, so I'm going to call that the accounts. We got 5%. We have a 4% account. And we got $6,000, so I'm going to call this the amount of money invested in each. So the amount invested in the 5% we'll call X. And the amount, we got $6,000, so what's left is the difference of 6,000 minus X. And so the interest is principal times rate, so that's 5% times X. Principal times rate is 4% times 6,000 minus X. And it says the interest earned on the 5% was 120 more than the interest earned on the 4%. So that means if I take the interest, this is the interest earned on the 5% minus the interest earned on the 4%. So the difference would be $120. We're not adding them up this time, we're subtracting. So I'm using subtraction. And 5% is decimal 0.5. X minus decimal 0.4. 6,000. So I changed my percent to a decimal. Now I'm going to multiply both sides by 100 because I have two decimal places. Multiplied by 100. 100 times 0.05 is 5. 100 times 0.04 is 4. And 100 times 120 is 1, 2, add on the 2 zeros. Remove the brackets, so that's 24,000 plus negative 4 times 6,000 is negative 24,000. Negative 4 times the negative x is plus 4x. And rather than write down, it's easy to see 5x and 4x is 9x. That's easy. Equals 12,000. Add on the 24,000. Because this is moving over to the right. Change the sign. 9x equals, and we have a grand sum of 36,000. 12 and 24 is 36. Divide by 9. I get x equals 36 divided by 9 is 4, so that gives me 4,000. And so that's the 5%. 4% is 6,000 minus x. So 6,000 minus 4,000 gives us 2,000. So the 5% is 4,000, the 4% is 2,000. And we have to check that out just to make sure. And that we got a 5% and we have a 4%. The 5% is $4,000. The 4% is $2,000. And they add up to 6,000. So that's the amount of money invested, 6,000. That's perfect. So we'll do 5% decimal 0.5 times 4,000. And that gives us $200. And the decimal 0.4 times 6,000. And that gives us 4 sixes are 24. So that gives us, oh, that's not 6,000, that's 2,000. I was wondering then where that's decimal 0.4 times 2,000, that's $80. And their difference, you subtract, you get $120, which is right. So it says find the amount invested in each. So the 5%, amount invested in 5% is $4,000. And in the 4%, the amount is 80. Oh, 102,000. I'm thinking about the interest now. So again, 5% is 4,000, 4% is 2,000. Everything is okay. Yep. Let's continue. Even though this problem is on as a percentage, it's just calculated the very same, because if you think, just think, practice. Let's read this first. Got ahead of myself now. Practice. A salesperson has $15,000 worth of sales. Commissions are earned at 12% on the appliances, 9% for the furniture. Total commissions earned were $1,530. How much was earned in each? So even though this is not a percent problem, it's worked out the same as a percent, because if the commissions that you earn, if you take the amount of commissions, amount of sales, and multiply by the percentage, then you get what we call commissions. how much you earn for your sales. So it's the same as amount and a percent rate. Percent the same as your rates. So commissions work the same way. So let's set up this one the same as we do percent, because commissions is the same as, very similar to working out as an interest. Okay, so what we have this time, let's see. We have the items that we sold. So the items are, I'm going to put APP for appliances and FUR for furniture. And the commissions or percentages, let's call them percents, is going to be 12% and 9%. And we sold $15,000, so this is the sales. So we call this one X, then the other one is 15,000 minus X, same as we did with the putting the money in the bank accounts for investments. And we call this, instead of interest, we call it commissions, is the amount earned. The commission is the sales times the percent, so it's 12% times X, and 9% times 15,000 minus X. So altogether, you made commissions of 1530. So if we take the 12% and add on the 9 or 12% times X, 9% times 15,000 minus X, these commissions on the furniture, appliances and the furniture will add up to 1530. Same type of equation, only we're doing commissions on sales. 12% is decimal 12x, 9% decimal 0.9 times 15,000. So working this equation out is the same as the one with the interest. And because we have, again, two decimal places, we multiply both sides by 100 to eliminate the decimal. Makes it easier. 100 times decimal 12 is 12. 100 times decimal 9 is 9. 100 times 1530 is 1530, and multiply by 100 is 2 more zeros. And we simplify by multiplying by 9 first. That gives us 9 is 135,000. 9 times x, and we get 153,000. And we add up the x's, makes it quicker, so that's a 3x, and it's 153000. Subtract 35,000. 3x equals, when you subtract those two, you get 18,000. Divide by 3 gives us 6,000. And the $6,000 is the appliances, which is at 12%. So the furniture is 15,000. Subtract x, so it's 15,000. Subtract 6. So the furniture is $9,000. And let's do a little check to make sure. We have the 12%, which is the appliances. We have the 9%, which is the furniture. And so 12% is X, so that's 6,000. 9% is 9,000, that's the furniture. And they add up to a total of 15,000, so that's correct. So 12% is decimal 12 times 6,000. That gives us the calculator 720. And 9% is just 0.09 times the 9,000. And 9 nines are 81, so if you multiply with a calculator, you get $810. And that ends up to be a total of $1,530, which is the total. Remember, this is dollars here, dollars. So that checks. Okay, everything checks out. So the appliances, on the appliances, you have $720. And on the furniture, the commission was $810 right here. And it says how much was earned. So 720 and 810. Problem is very similar to interest. Percentage-wise, everything worked out the same, but again, two different. One is interest on money, this is commissions on sales. That brings us to the end of the video. If you like my video, click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. And click the notification bell because there's more videos coming your way. Write a comment on my video if you wish. And visit my math website at mathfullyexplained.com, www. 3 sections, one on me, my degrees and teaching experience. Section on video talks about the strategies you're going to use to help you learn your math. Section on content has the units and the number of videos on each unit. And what's in black font is completed already. And what's in red font will be completed in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.